In this film analysis, we will be looking at the pace, shots, and setting in the 1996 movie Fargo, written and directed by the Coen brothers. The film opens with a short passage about the movie being a true story. This is used strategically so that we look at the story differently than any other thriller movie, and it works. The movie is not actually a true story, but it is loosely based off of a few different true events. After this opening, the screen fades into an extreme long shot of snow and one road where we faintly make out two headlights in the distance. We stay on this shot until the car has passed, and then it fades to black. There are two main things happening in this scene. First, we notice the lack of scenery, or anything really. Second, we notice the slow-moving pace of the car, which sets the rate of progression for the rest of the film. The footage of Minnesota is mostly white, cold, bleak, and dark. The snow in the shots seem to be a metaphor for how cold people are, and how dark they are by how dim and shadowy the lighting is. The barren scenery and distinct lack of extras in the film also causes us to feel how alone and isolated they are. We do, however, see a giant Paul Bunyan statue in Brainerd, once in the daylight, where he looks almost majestic, and once at night, where he looks incredibly menacing. These appearances by the statue may be foreshadowing of how Gere will appear at the end of the movie. While it may be slow-moving, the movie is consistent as it jumps further along the storyline in order for it to progress, and to give a lot of information. It is noticeable that the narrative pace in Fargo is slower and calmer when there is a fade in or a fade out of a scene. This seems to also indicate how unaffected everyone in the movie is by what's going on. This would include Marge, who, for being from such a small town, is surprisingly unaffected by a string of homicides. Most of the movie, however, has cuts instead of fade-outs, called continuity cuts, which take the viewer from one sequence to another in a logical and linear time frame. If the scene was cut, it signifies a quicker moving pace to the audience and is also used to build suspense or tension in the film. There are even certain parts in the film where an ellipsis is used to signify that there was action, but that action is not actually being shown in the movie. These ellipses are usually obvious to the viewer as to what happened. This type of cut also really progresses a storyline forward because we can skip through events that are important but don't need to be shown in detail for the story. In the second half of the movie, there are a lot more continuity cuts, and therefore the pace quickens. The suspense built up by this helps the audience feel when Margie is getting closer to uncovering the truth behind the murders and Jerry's strange behavior. Many of the shots during the film are also used to show a character's perception of the scene that is unfolding in front of them. It is what they are seeing or their point of view of the situation. In the scene we're about to see, Carl has entered his and Gere's hideout, covered in blood from being shot in the face. He proceeds to give Gere what he believes is his cut of the money. Carl then decides he is taking the car, which causes a fight between him and Gere. Carl is angry and yelling and tries to intimidate Gere, whom is obviously bigger and stronger than he is, but Carl ends up turning around and leaving the house. As he walks to the car, Gere runs out of the house while putting on his Paul Bunyan hat and wielding an axe and hits Carl in the neck with it. Then the scene cuts to black. We know what has occurred without needing to see it happening or being told about it.
Well, I got the money. All of it. All 80 grand. That's 40 for you, 40 for me. That's it then. You could have my truck. I'm taking Sierra.
We split that.
How the fuck do you split a fucking car, you dummy? With a fucking chainsaw?
One of us pays the other for half.
Hold on. No fucking way. You fucking notice this? I got fucking shot. I got fucking shot in the face. I went and got the fucking money. I got shot fucking picking it up. I've been there for 36 fucking hours. I'm taking that fucking car. That fucker's mine, you fucking asshole. You know, I've been listening to your fucking bullshit all week. Are we square? Are we square? Yeah, you fucking mute. And if you see your friend Shep Proudfoot, tell him I'm gonna nail his fucking ass.
When we next see Gear, he is shoving Carl's dismembered body through a wood chipper.